Welcome to I Was the Cat by Dulcia Games. Studio consisting of names like Chase Cube, Tundra Flame, Second Show. I Was the Cat was a game submitted to YandereJam 2023. And the premise is fairly simple. Your life sucks. You're having a terrible, awful, no good, very bad day. And then you bump into someone who just changes your world. For better or for worse. Perhaps not by their own intention, but they certainly change you whether you know it or not, for the better or for worse. You were the cat, they were the mouse. I poked in here briefly. We get to choose our name. For the sake of fitting into the main character, we're going to call ourselves Cat. Please name the object of your obsession. Why not? I walked down crowded sidewalks in a daze. People passed. They'd get out of my way, or I'd move them out of my way. One look at my face and nobody wanted to speak to me. Got that kind of look that lets you know that you're having a bad day. They didn't need to be noticed by the girl with no life behind her eyes. The girl who was talking to herself as she walked.
Is this anger? No. Anger is too soft. What about rage then? No. Too explosive.
Fury? Simmering? Burning hot? I paused for a moment to contemplate the emotions welling up inside me.
Perhaps resentment? Do I
Targeted.
resent the fact that I'd spent wasted months with this
Oh, feeling it now.
this traitor? I can't believe him. He even had the gall to say that he had never felt anything for me. That we were just friends.
Oh no.
Friends? Friends? Would a friend put so many hearts in her messages? Would a friend say good morning every morning and good night every night? How many friends tell their pals to have sweet dreams before they go to sleep?
Just pals. Hey, yeah. Hey.
So, okay. Maybe I'm a little resentful. More than a little upset.
Okay, processing.
But how could he leave me like this? I've nothing. A dead-end job at a company I despise. I took this stupid job just to be closer to him. I moved here just to be closer to him.
Oh no.
I've no friends here, no prospects, no future.
Oops.
Fuck. What am I going to do now? I'll be lucky to make rent this week.
As I kept walking, autopilot kicked in, and before I knew it, the scenery had changed around me. Lost in my own head, I didn't even notice as I stepped down the blurry cement stairs to the bowels of the concrete tunnels below.
Hell, I'll be lucky to have a job next week after that screw up today. I still can't believe John threw me under the bus like that.
Yeah, John.
Coward.
What the fuck, John?
The least he could have done was share the blame since he's the one who dropped the ball. But no. He blamed the whole thing on me.
John, that's why they call him John Blame Pusher. Ring! Without realizing it, I had dragged my phone across the ticket scanner. The entry turnstile turned. I was in the train station. Not even the sounds of the screeching tracks, blares of the train horns, and announcements from loudspeakers could penetrate the mist that entrapped my mind's descent into this depression spiral.
What's the point of even going on? I'm just going to keep screwing up. I have no hope. No future.
With that thought filling my mind, I looked up. There, right in front of me, were the train tracks. Oh no. One simple, quick solution. It was almost too easy. Just a few steps and I wouldn't have to worry about any of it anymore. Not him, not work, nothing. First time in days a wry smile crossed my lips. Before I had any time to contemplate the consequences, I felt the foreshadowing rumble of the train. Step. It was only 2 steps from the yellow line. 4 steps and I'd be free. Step. No time to waste. No time to think. Step. So close. Step. Thump. Bam!
Ah! Ow!
Pressure hit my shoulder. I lost my balance, falling back onto the hard cement of the platform. Looked up to see what rammed into me, just as the train pulled into the station. Oh,
An angel?
hello there.
Be more careful next time.
Before I knew it, she was gone. Vanished into the crowd of onlookers as I stared dumbly after her.
She was beautiful. And she saved me? Me? This must be a sign. Yeah, that's it. I found my purpose. Her.
Oh no. 10 days later.
Hey, it's me, Paul, from HR. We haven't seen you in a few days, and just wanted to make sure you were alright. We expect to hear from you by tomorrow, or we'll have to move on with the process. Thank you for understanding.
Hey, it's John. Where the hell are ya? We're never gonna get this project done in time at this rate. Call me back as soon as you get this.
Hey, it's John. I'm working here.
Hello again, it's Paul. I just was calling to inform you that due to several unapproved absences, we will be terminating your employment, effective immediately.
Oh no. Well, life has certainly taken a turn. I'm faced with the station again, and back to the same platform I've been patrolling for the last 2 hours. My eyes tracing the silhouette of each person, the crowd, trying desperately to find one person. Her.
Where is she?
Oh, I can vaguely see her behind the crowd.
It's been almost 2 weeks, and I've been here every day. All day long.
Oh no.
Not a single sign of her.
I let out a long, drawn-out sigh. It sank to the floor. At least I hadn't been back to that hellish place in days.
I guess I never have to go there again, if their phone calls are any indication.
That problem has been solved.
I don't get it, though.
For...
I'm sure this is where she saved me.
I raised a hand to my lip and bit the side of my thumb. It was a habit I'd picked up after quitting smoking years ago. When my anxiety spiked, it helped calm me a little. Once a little blood traded for serenity. But serenity didn't come.
Ugh.
Letting out a grumble, I sat down on the bench behind me, threw my head into my hands.
What if she doesn't work in this district after all? What if she was just visiting and I can't find her? No. I can't think like that. I will find her. I must.
With renewed determination, I lifted my head. Oh! Before I could even start scanning the crowd, there she was. That's just like fate. She didn't seem to be paying attention to anything around her. I just knew this was the moment I had to act. Oh! No thoughts, just motion. I knew what I had to do. I had spent my nights preparing for this moment. Walked toward her, the girl who filled my dreams. Not too fast or I'd tip off the other people. Just walking casually. Almost there. Slip. Got it.
And I was so close I could smell her perfume.
My hand was a wallet. It was small and rectangular. Good for nothing more than a few cards and... Oh, her ID. Oh my god. Inside a small change pocket of the wallet was a key. Oh boy, even
This
more concerning.
couldn't be what I think it is. Could it?
Confident in my stride, I walked down the sidewalk, only slowing as I reached the street my destination was on.
Now that I know who she is and where she lives, I can return this.
I handed the small wallet I had taken from her with a level of reverence. It was reserved only for the most precious things, like a holy relic I knew I shouldn't have, but desperately do not want to let go of. I could already feel my heart beating faster as I thought about what I was going to do. I was practically skipping from giddiness.
Whoa, calm down. No suspicious eyes. Let's go over the plan one more time. I'll just go to her apartment while she's at work.
Ah, yes.
Let myself in.
Ah, yes. A thought hit me, and I brought my hands up to my mouth and squealed. I could feel a type of manic energy creep into the fringes of my thoughts. It's only the third time that it had happened since last night.
And leave her key and wallet on the kitchen counter. Now that I have a copy, of course.
I laughed excitedly and practically ran the last few feet to the large apartment building that housed the woman I loved. Oh boy. The door opened into a very modern-looking room that split off into two hallways. Neither mattered to me, though. I had eyes only for the elevator, set slightly to the right, the wall directly across from me. I approached the doors and gently pressed the up button, then quickly darted a glance down each of the hallways. Every creak and tick of the building filled me with anxiety as I waited for the elevator. If someone spotted me, they could call the police. I'd be arrested for trespassing. I didn't live here, after all. What if they told her? What if she found out about me being here? It'd be all over for me, all over again. It felt like forever, waiting for the inevitable ding and the doors to separate. As soon as they were open enough for me to fit into the space between them, I slipped inside. Quick as I could, I spun around and started pressing the door close button on rapid fire. Years of gaming had prepared me for this moment. Pro gamer. Yes, I know it doesn't make the doors close any faster. No, I don't care. It made me feel a little less anxious. The doors finally closed, and I pressed the button for the fourth floor.
Deep breaths. In and out. Calm down. You're fine.
My breath became less labored and slowed as the elevator ascended.
I hate it when that happens. Absolutely ridiculous.
Ding!
Finally.
Zoom. The doors parted and opened out into a hallway, identical to the ones on the first floor. Without the lobby, I have no space to hide here. I sauntered out of the elevator, doing my best to give off the impression that I belonged here, and that I was not internally freaking out.
Let's see. Fourth floor, apartment 20.
Blaze it. Hee.
Here's apartment 17, 18, 19, and ta-da! Apartment 20. Okay, let's see.
I took the wallet from my bag and held it aloft in my hands. I missed being able to hold it. I ran my fingers along its edge, relishing in the feel. My eyes closed and I sighed deeply.
One day, I'll touch the real thing. Until then, the memory of this moment will simply have to do.
I licked my lips and bit down on my bottom lip until it slipped up from under my teeth. I gasped. Ding! Yanked from my reverie, my head swiveled back toward the elevator, while it slipped from my grasp and hit the floor with a light thud.
Huh? Shit.
Is she coming back early? I knew there was nowhere to hide, so I had no choice. I had to run. Took off down the hallway, praying that whoever it was that would disappear. To an apartment? Into the abyss? I didn't care. Like that they wouldn't find me. Reached the end of the hallway, quick enough, and made a tight turn to the left. Another hallway stretched out before me, full of apartment doors. I had more important things to wonder about than the layout of the building, however, as I snuck a peek back around the corner from which I had fled. Where I'd stood just seconds before, it was her. Oh, hey, how did my wallet get here? Why was she here? She should be at work.
Oh, she's every bit as lovely as I remember.
The words tumbled from my mouth. Couldn't help but whisper to myself. Covered my mouth to stifle any other noises that dared to escape.
Oh, what's this?
Hey, your wallet found its way back. Oh no, the wallet. Shit! Bent at the waist, graceful as a swan, reaching for the telltale wallet on her doorstep. Bam!
Ow.
Bonk. I guess she wasn't watching where she was going and had accidentally hit the doorknob with her forehead, just barely above her right eyebrow. I longed to rush to her to cradle her wounded head in my arms and kiss away her pains. I had to remain steadfast. She didn't even know me yet. She'd be terrified if I came for her now. Yeah! I had to be patient.
My wallet! Someone must have brought it back to me.
The glee in her voice made my heart soar.
Thank you, kind stranger.
You're welcome. My breath caught in my throat.
Oh, my love. I would do anything for you.
Normal, healthy thoughts. Nothing to see here. Dared not look again, but I could hear her key slide into the lock on her door before it opened. A second later, it closed. I could breathe a sigh of relief. Still, the threat of discovery loomed, and I made my way back to the elevator as quickly as I could. I couldn't risk the possibility of her coming back out of her apartment while I was there, or I couldn't be certain I'd be able to censor my desires. Oh dear. Several days had passed since the encounter. I had been too much of a chicken to go back and try again. After all, the last attempt had gone and blown up in my face. Not only had I not managed to get into her apartment, set up a camera, or a single listening device, I hadn't even managed to I hadn't even had a chance to properly return the wallet.
I guess maybe it isn't the worst result. She didn't see me, and now she doesn't even know I exist. Wait.
Right.
Damn it. She doesn't even know I exist.
Mm.
So, to rectify that, I have a new plan.
That darkness in her eyes, is concerning. Oh boy. And that's how I ended up here. Again. With a bouquet of flowers in my hands. A small note attached to it read, from a secret admirer.
I don't even have to get inside this time. I just have to leave them on her doorstep. Just like with the wallet. That'll be enough. I hope.
Bouquet had a nice assortment of flowers in it. Red roses for love, carnations for confessions, a single sunflower for adoration, and finally a few red and pink camellias for devotion and longing. Some of my favorites. They made me think of her. Walked slowly, methodically even. Every step felt like lead weights were strapped to my legs. Every step felt like lead weights were strapped to my legs. Much as I wanted to reach my destination, I was still wondering about what waited me there. Flowers were a good choice. I couldn't simply turn and run. They would die, and the money I spent on them would be wasted. I could only borrow so much from my parents before that particular well runs dry. Can't dawdle forever. So I devised a few tricks to better my chances. She is still unemployed after ghosting her job. Which, to be fair, her job was not that great anyways. But she did ghost her job to start chasing down this lead. Building loomed over me, a portent of things to come. Its menacing energy pushing me away like two ends of a magnet.
No. That's just your anxiety talking. You'll be fine.
Before my mental state could get any worse, I hurried my step and let myself in the front doors as quickly as I could. The interior hadn't changed at all since I was last here, but I felt a lot less insecure as I headed straight for the elevator. Maybe it was because I had been here before? Was it because the last time I was here I got to see my beloved's face? Got into the elevator without being accosted by any of the other residents and began my ascent to the upper levels of the apartment complex. Complex? No, it's quite simple, actually. A quick ding and I'm out of the elevator on the 4th floor. Resumed the slow, almost pensive walk I had outside as I left the elevator, and for the second time traversed the narrow hallway. As I passed the 3rd apartment, number 19, my blood ran cold. Ahead of me was the door to apartment 20, apartment my love lived in. The door handle was turning! Greatest fear and the deepest desire all wrapped up into one moment, and it was happening in front of me. The door creaked open before me. She stepped out. Her hair swished as she turned back to the door to close it, and I could smell her perfume waft faintly from these few feet away. My God, it was enough to smell her. She was as beautiful as I remembered. Her hair shimmered like bronze as it flowed down her shoulders and back. This is the first time I noticed how much shorter than me she was. Perfect height to bend down and kiss, but still feel like I was in control at my most vulnerable moment. She was really perfect. Oh! Turned to me then and saw the flowers in my hands. I froze, all my muscles locking up and going rigid. Her mouth, perfect soft lips, open and curved upwards in the biggest smile I'd ever seen.
Oh my god, those are gorgeous. Must be for someone really special.
Yeah, they are.
So, hi,
Aw, nobody's ever gotten flowers for me before. I wish someone would. I'd really love that.
Today's your lucky day. She'd love them. Couldn't let this opportunity pass me by. I pushed the flowers out in front of me.
Here, I want you to have them. They'd mean so much to you after all.
I could feel the heat flood my face. What was I doing?
What? No, I couldn't.
Please, they're yours.
Pressed the flowers into her arms, not willing to take no for an answer. One final look into her eyes to let her know I meant what I said, I turned and fled back to the relative safety of the elevator. As the elevator doors closed, I collapsed onto the floor.
Why doesn't anything ever go the way I plan?
The eyes. The eyes. Couldn't hold it back anymore. There, heap on the elevator floor for the first time in years, I started to cry. I casually strolled down the street, doing my best impression of incognito.
I could pretend I was in this part of town for totally innocent reasons, like shopping or eating or, I don't know, visiting friends? What do people who aren't in love do with their time?
Good question. Whatever.
Anyway, I could pretend, but no. I'm here because she's here. And I'm truly worried for her. I've been following her every time she's left her house for days now. All day long. Once, I even managed to trail her most of the way through her office before I got nervous about being caught and backed off.
So this is going well.
The last thing I need is the cops on my ass.
Mm.
Anyway, back to the point.
Ah, yes, the point.
She is a mess. An oh so very hot mess. But still a mess.
So far, she had narrowly avoided being hit by a car twice, slipped off a curb and barely avoided falling on her face in the middle of the road once, ran into not one, but 2 different streetlight poles, and had her wallet stolen by a pickpocket. Is this again, or is this, you know, all that has happened just today? Nope, again. Okay. Got her wallet back. From the pickpocket, I mean. She didn't recognize me when I bumped into her and slipped it back into her bag. Rather glad I practiced that for as long as I did when I first started following her. Ah, yes, very good. The thief won't be a problem for anyone else anytime soon.
My thoughts are so easily derailed today.
As I thought about all the accidents she'd had throughout the day, she went into a building up ahead. It's a nice little diner, not too busy. Would make a cute date spot.
Wait. She's so oblivious. What if?
No second thoughts, I walked into the diner. There she sat, 3 booths away from me, facing in the opposite direction of the door. She had her phone in her hand. I could see over her shoulder that she was perusing the menu. Oh, these dang QR code menus.
Moment of truth. Am I really about to do this?
Oh no, we're joining her.
Fuck it.
Look it, we ball. What could go wrong? Walked down the aisle of tables until I reached hers. I then sat down right across the table. Hello there. In front of me was a QR code that I quickly scanned with my phone. Web page read. This diner is currently running an experimental format. Order your food through this menu and it will be delivered to you when it is completed. You will not have to interact with anyone while you are here unless you choose to. Bruh. I perused the menu. With her across from me, we were doing an activity together. My heart did a little pitter-patter. Took a deep breath to calm it. Looking over the menu, they offered the usual diner fare. I put in an order for the traditional set, a milkshake and fries. Submitted the order, then sat back with a breath to take in my surroundings. It was a moderately busy diner. The usual checkered floor, chrome ceiling fans, and chrome and red bar stools. Red booths we sat in glittered under the diffused, incandescent lighting. Eyes made their way back to her. Never been so close to her before. It was an overcast day, despite it being fairly warm out. Sun breaking the clouds streamed sunlight into the diner, bathed her in ethereal light, just like when she saved me. Motes of light around her sparkled like a halo, and her brown, sun-kissed hair looked like a curtain of light framing her face perfectly. She was not only a warm presence here and now, the light of my life encapsulated into a single being. I could feel myself heat up, both from the sun and from the rush of blood to my cheeks. Watched her fan herself, and as suddenly as it appeared, the sun retreated behind the clouds again, as if her discomfort beckoned the sun to hide herself, lest it make her any more uncomfortable. Food arrived, perfectly divided on either side of the table. She never even had to look up from her phone that she'd been engrossed in the whole time. Girl has not noticed our presence in the slightest. Not in the slightest. She ate with slow movements, Even then, nearly bit her own fingers a few times. Once her fries were gone, she plopped her basket of chicken tenders onto the empty fry boat. Yep, we do that too. Chicken tendies. Blinked, realizing my own milkshake was melting. I, as quietly as possible, nibbled on my food as she raised her basket of chicken tenders. It suddenly occurred to me that she might see me when she finished eating. It suddenly jumped in my throat. The aisle was clear, so I carefully scooched out of the booth and beelined to the bathrooms. Not 2 seconds later, I saw her look up from her empty basket and phone, hide my food, checked out on her phone, and left. The next day, she walked down the train platform just like the first time I saw her. She was getting a little better at sometimes watching where she was going. This time she only bumped into 4 people from the time she entered the platform, the time she got to the bench she would sit and wait on. I leaned up against the wall to watch her from a distance. The man sat down on the bench next to her. He was basic, boring, like every other person on the station. At least that's what he wanted everyone to think. I'd seen him before. Uh-oh.
That
That
little
expression.
shit.
He's up to something. It was the pickpocket from the day of our lunch date. Our, very, wholesome and deep lunch date, of course. I pushed myself off the wall and stalked over to the bench. My rule since I met her was to stay under the radar, to make her love me from a distance. Never make my presence known, to stay in the shadows and love her and protect her and take care of her. I tried to break my rule. Reached the bench, the train pulled into the station. Attention was drawn to the train. She got up to get on the train. She didn't even notice the man next to her being dragged away by his wrist.
What the fuck? Get off me, you crazy bitch!
I turned then, and he saw my face for the second time. Recognition crossed his features. The realization of his situation came just as I slammed him up against the hard concrete wall of the station. I held his arm above his head, my grip forceful and unrelenting. Do not get in my way, you fool. I looked deep into his eyes. There was fear there.
I see you remember me. That's good. It makes what comes next easier.
Ooh. Slowly, I twisted my hand around his wrist until I could grab the man's thumb at its base.
I know what you're doing. You're even following in my first steps.
I applied pressure at the base of his thumb with my own. At the tip of his thumb with the rest of my hand.
What are you talking about?
Shh. You don't have to say anything. I know your intentions. I know your ambitions. And I will put them to rest.
I twisted my wrist. Crunch. Cried out in pain, his eyes full of fear. Don't know whether his thumb broke or was simply dislocated. I didn't particularly care. I wanted him to associate her with me, to associate me with this feeling right there. This suffering, it wasn't enough. Took his next finger in my hand, thumb at the base, and the rest of my fingers at its side. This one wouldn't dislocate.
She is mine.
Please, no.
He sank to the ground. I let him fall, but not before I took the third finger on the same hand into mine. The scent of urine wafted up from where he sat on the ground. I loomed over him and took hold of his chin with my free hand, turned his head up to meet my eyes. There was no pity or mercy to be found in my gaze. Conviction.
If I see you again,
You won't.
shut up. Another word, another finger. Do you understand?
He nodded frantically.
If I see you again, your fingers will be the least of the things I break.
Homegirl's got a knife.
Now get out of my sight.
I turned away and returned to the platform to begin the process of figuring out where she had gone. Oh, okay, we're back. Oh, I wanted to walk her home. For the city streets, the night air was cool and crisp. The chill was a welcome companion. It helped me calm down following the encounter in the subway.
I really don't have a choice, do I?
I sighed as I came to terms with what I was going to have to do. On the bright side, I could still do this on my terms. Hopefully this plan didn't go to hell like the rest of them had. Next day.
One way or another, this is the last time I'm coming back here full of anxiety. After today, this will be home.
Oh dear. Stealing my nerves, I pulled open the door and walked into the apartment building. Practically dashed across the lobby. I wasn't going to have another panic attack. I swore to myself that today was the day. The elevator opened and I slid between the doors, spun on my heels, and pressed the button for the 4th floor. Termination.
Here we go again. Third time's a charm.
The plan. What is the plan? Double doors closed and the elevator began its ascent. As I waited for my waiting doom, I considered why I came in the first place. She's so fragile, so small. She needs someone strong like me. She is very much a mess. To protect her. Even if it seems the person I'll be protecting her from most is herself. Ooh! It was opening like a sigh from God. There she was. She stepped into the elevator. All the grace I expected of her. Just to say she bumped into the doors on the way in, stumbled, and almost fell directly on top of me. Oh gosh. Wish she had fallen on top of me. It really makes me feel like she didn't intentionally pull us away from the train platform. She just was standing there as we were approaching the edge of the train platform, contemplating, you know, and like stretched and bumped into us with her elbow or something and knocked us backwards unintentionally. She's saying, be more careful. She bumped into us and told us to be more careful. The irony. How I wish she had fallen on top of me. I've saved her and...
Wasn't this your floor?
I snapped out of my momentary daydream to see her holding the door open button.
Your special someone lives on this floor, don't they?
Girl. She recognized us, though. She smiled, then the anxiety I had before was washed away. Was instead explained. Was instead replaced by a calm determination. Knew what I had to do. Now was the time to do it.
Yeah, they do.
It's you.
But I forgot something downstairs, so you can close the door. Thanks, though.
She allowed the door to close and took a step away from the pan, next to me. Soon as the elevator descended, I took a step forward. I'd been on it enough times. I knew how long it took for it to go between floors. Between the second and third floors, I pressed the emergency stop button. Oh no! Turned back towards her.
I'm sorry it had to be this way. You were supposed to be in your party when I got upstairs.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry? What do you mean?
The trouble is, she's, dare I say, flighty enough to, flighty? Is that the right way to say? Flighty enough Or just unfocused enough to not actually realize that we're, you know,
I. You. You're the special person. Those flowers, they were for you. I saw you at the train station and you were so beautiful. You were there when I had nobody and needed someone. I've followed you for weeks. I know everything about you. I think. I think you need me as much as I need you.
her face seemed apprehensive at first. Like this wasn't the first time she had heard all of this.
So, I know it's weird because you just met me, but you'll be my girlfriend, right? I promise I'll take care of you.
Hmm. She smiled, a new smile. One that I hadn't seen on her face the entire time I'd been following her.
Of course I'll be your girlfriend, silly. What do you think all of this was for?
What?
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Let's just go back upstairs.
What?
I like that.
With that, she stepped forward, took my hand, and pulled me closer to her. Oh boy. With her other hand, she pressed the button to take us back to the 4th floor. Oh, I turned my head to watch her hand as she did. Oh. When I turned my head back to face her, I was met with her lips on mine. Oh. Didn't know how to react. None of my plans had prepared me for this. I never thought I'd get this far, let alone that she'd be so aggressively intimate. My heart pounded in my ears and my breath caught in my throat. I liked it. Did she realize... Did she realize... And she's been sort of playing up her clumsiness and inattentiveness to play along with our... Oh, I kissed her back. If that's the case, that's kind of a wholesome twist. Kind of a wholesome twist. Finally, after so many weeks of torturing myself. Is it wholesome? So many weeks of torturing myself and following her. Finally, everything was right with the world. Finally, she was mine. I was hers. PPM and we're... Oh! Oh no!
It really had been too easy. A tip here, and she's broken-hearted. A bribe there, and her job becomes a living hell.
Oh no! We were not the truth. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, she knew. Oh my god.
The suicide attempt was a scare, but I took care of that myself.
Oh. Oh my god. Wait, the pickpocket was a friend of hers?
Cashing in a favor from a friend, and we get an easy test just to see how far her love goes.
Oh.
I still feel a little guilty that she broke 2 of his fingers, but he forgave me.
That's fucking brutal. Whoa.
She's such a good girl. She'd do anything for me. She loves me. And I love her. My little mouse.
Oh. You were the cat all along. The cat all along. played me like a damn fiddle. Final verdict. I am still very concerned, but that was a wholesome ending, I think. Yeah. I can't help it. It's a wholesome twist. It's, yeah. Pickpocket, HR. John. Hey, I'm working here. You're taking the blame for me. Haku meow. Oh. That was cute. I mean, it even foreshadowed it in the shadows here. You thought cat was the cat, stalking her prey. But no. The truth was right there in front of us the whole time. Angelic reveal. Oh. See the collage. Oh no! Is she looking for me? First visit. She knew that was coming. That's why she came back. That's why she came back. Oh. Poor little meow meow. There's surveillance footage. Oh god. She gave me flowers. Oh! Forgive me. Fucking John. Sneaky. Out yonder. We got out yonder. And we got a wholesome ending. It's like, yeah, this scene, she had to have known. She had to have known. Let's say that was the borderline edge of believability. But yeah, I feel like that's, in hindsight, that's definitely the tipping point. In terms of, she had to have known. But that twist got me good. And I will accept that as a wholesome ending. Despite the fact that friend of Amy's willingly offered to help play at being sleazy and get his fingers broken aggressively. Poor guy. Oops. It's, I just noticed the title screen change. Title screen change. I was the mouse. You sneaky dog. That's clever. I like that. I kind of want to have the original title. Did we have the no, I don't think we do, but or in fact, the mouse all this time. That's clever. I enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing that with me. I want to say that the original might have. I have to look that up. Yeah, the original had the shadows reversed. The originals had the shadows reversed, and now, when the ending twist comes, had the shadows in their proper places, and now the ending has come, the shadows have been swapped. The truth has been revealed. The mouse we were hunting was the cat in her own right all along, orchestrating her own hunt. Just wanted to be hunted. It's a new breed. They've found each other. And you know what? I vote now in the comments. Wholesome, concerning, or yes. Vote now in the comments section. I think there's arguments to be made for all sides. They wound up together at the end. A little bit of mutual cat and mousing. But alas. I I can't say the ending was not wholesome, though. Despite the implications, I can't say the ending was not wholesome. I enjoyed this. Take care now. And I'll see you next time. Until then.